So if you're contemplating renovating or preserving a historic home, you're going to really want to watch this. Let me introduce you to my friends Mark and Sarah.
I'm Sarah Miller.
And I'm Mark Miller.
We've owned several homes through the years, and this is the first house that we have made an effort to actually preserve. We raised our kids in Metro Detroit and had wonderful schools and neighborhoods, and kind of thought it was time for a change. You know, Metro Detroit has gone through a lot of, it's booming. And quite frankly, the neighborhoods in Detroit are so charming and so beautiful and untouched. There's been a lot of love and care put in some of these homes, and I thought, what a privilege it would be to be part of that and make sure that for at least our generation, the home that we're living in is preserved and can be enjoyed by future generations. We happened to go to the home tour that's offered in the University District a couple of years ago, and got to meet not just the residents of the area, but actually the homeowners. Many of them were the docents taking you through their homes. What's unique about Sherwood Forest is that it is designated as a historic district. And with that comes specific requirements about maintaining the aesthetics, the original architecture of the home. I appreciate that because so many neighborhoods become homogenized, cookie cutter. And I really like that no two homes in this neighborhood look the same. But I also know that everyone is kind of, holding hands in making sure that this neighborhood that was established in the 1920s here in 2026, almost 100 years old this house is, it still looks like it did when the original architects and builders designed it. So it was a bit of a longer journey in getting into this house. We fell in love with it in December of 2024 and made an offer which was accepted almost immediately. However, our wonderful real estate agent did inform us that there were a number of violations that were done in the house in updating it, and this was all new to us. There are restrictions such as making sure that the windows are original, or if they're not original, they are in keeping with the era of the home, so structurally they still look the same. And then digging further, there are specific colors that are the code of Sherwood Forest. In uncovering what had gone on with this house, yes, it had been a flip at one point, and so that's a lot of internal changes, but on the exterior, the big sticking point was that new windows had been put in. They just did not look anything like the windows from the original photographs of the home. We signed the deal, and then a few months later, new windows were put in, but you wouldn't necessarily know that they're new. They look like they were the original windows. I really feel committed to making sure that this home is true to its original structure design. It's an English or a Tudor revival home, and so not just on the exterior, there are a lot of interior items that I want to also be in keeping with the era. So it's a mindset and a respect, I think, that people have for these homes, that we're living in them, but we're keeping them alive at the same time. So it is a big responsibility. It's not for everyone, but we knew what we were signing up for when we did it, and luckily, I think we made the right choice. It's so great because I do like to spend time outside gardening, and whether it just be weeding or whatever. So many neighbors have stopped by. They're walking their dogs, they come up and they introduce themselves. I was putting up Christmas decorations, and a wonderful couple who also just moved in around the corner, they brought a bottle of wine. And so there's already an intention of a community here and just a welcoming attitude. And I think, having lived in the suburbs, I'm ashamed to say there are certain neighborhoods I've lived in and I never even knew my neighbors. And here I recognize people and we know each other by name. I was getting Christmas cards from people I hadn't yet met. So there is a welcoming community, and then there is an effort being made to keep that community going.
We've always had very nice houses, but this really took on a whole new a whole new vibe. And I would say from a family perspective, I mean, I just really can't wait until this place is filled with grandkids and how my kids appreciate the house, and certainly Christmas time and holidays and birthdays. We now host Thanksgiving, and we have the room to host Thanksgiving with our big family, which is really nice. A lot of work for me, but it's well worth it.
I feel like our investment is protected because the home next door is not going to be torn down. It's not going to have a huge addition put on. What you see is what you get. And that is very unusual, I think, in communities that are going through ongoing evolution and revolution. Sherwood Forest is going to stay the same.
If you're contemplating relocating to Southeast Michigan or specifically to the city of Detroit, give us a call. Whether you're deciding you want to become a preservationist like Mark and Sarah, or if you're thinking about something a little bit more ready to go, we can help you through that process.